Well, the world's most popular travel destination for 2022 isn't Paris, Rome, or Hawaii, or any of the usual places. According to TripAdvisor, it's Dubai. The 20th century fishing village turned 21st century global hotspot tops TripAdvisor's Traveler's Choice Awards for 2022. London came in behind Dubai at number 2, with Cancun, Bali, and Crete rounding out the top 5. Good morning, welcome back. Okay, so this morning we asked you to share photos of your pets with us, and you guys sure delivered. We had over 150 submissions. So thank you to Janet, Brian, and Danielle, along many others. Let's see, we've got Christine, Marcia, Kurt, Ann, Ariel, Kaz, Dina. So many great photos of all your cute puppies and sweet cats. Look at them. They're so adorable, making this morning a little bit less rough, if you know what I mean. We appreciate all of you sending in these great photos. If you'd like to feature your photo on Good Morning Colorado, you can share it with us via email or our social media. And if you thought those pets were cute, maybe you're interested in having another sweet animal join the family. Cody Costra has your Pet of the Week. A mystery this morning following the discovery of a dead body not far from Nevada and Fillmore. According to Colorado Springs police, officers were called to the Nichols Boulevard just before 7 yesterday morning. They found an adult man with obvious signs of trauma. Police aren't calling this one a homicide just yet, but based on what they found, they processed the scene as though it could be. This is another investigation that's still in the early stages, and there's no word yet on any possible suspects or theories. Caught on camera, a teenager walks out of his Pueblo home on the way to work and is violently mugged in the driveway. He escaped with his life, but now police are on the hunt for an armed and clearly dangerous robber. In the video captured by home security cameras, you see Thomas Daly exchange words with the masked man. Then he drops to his knees, showing the man that he does not have any valuables in his possession. With a gun pointed right at his head, the man kicks Thomas in the groin, leaving him writhing in pain. His mom was asleep and only learned later how close she had come to tragedy at the time of the incident. Now, the man accused of pulling the trigger was held for questioning, though it's not clear if that person was taken into custody. It's not clear yet how that road rage incident unfolded, but this does make the 4th shooting in Colorado Springs just in the past 48 hours. Speaking of which, police have identified the man wounded in Thursday's officer-involved shooting at the Colony Hills Apartments. He's 33-year-old Austin Hood, who was booked into jail yesterday after being treated at the hospital. According to Colorado Springs police, Hood was shot after pointing a gun at one of their officers during a foot chase. That pursuit coming after officers were nearly hit by a bullet that flew past their parked patrol car. He's now facing charges of first-degree assault on a peace officer and felony menacing. Hood is also a prior felon who is not allowed to possess a firearm. A bizarre new theory has emerged as investigators continue their probe into what sparked the devastating Marshall Fire in Boulder County. Our news partners in Denver now reporting it could have been sparked by a long, smoldering underground coal fire. As it turns out, there's a dormant coal mine located right across from the 12 Tribes religious compound. It's one of 38 abandoned coal mines that are on fire currently in Colorado. The majority are on the western slope, with only a few very low-risk fires in our part of the state. Some of those fires have burned for decades, marked by vent pipes sticking out. This is just one new theory, and the 12 Tribes compound continues to be a central part of the investigation. Well, the threat of a supermarket strike in Colorado Springs appears to be over, with news of a tentative 3-year agreement between King Soopers and its union workers. The strike has impacted 80 stores up in the Denver metro area, leading to a full week of picketing. Union workers here did not join the strike, though they could have in February. That's when contracts covering King Soopers' meat department were set to expire. Again, this is a tentative agreement, and the terms have not been made public. Union workers will vote to either reject it or ratify the agreement on Monday.
Mid-40s. Kerjan, back to you.
All right, Marty, thanks. And here's Rob Namnum with your morning sports. And if you are in the travel mood, listen up. We have the top travel destinations in the books for 2022. And the nationwide Gabby Petito case is stirring up quite the hype. What new evidence reveals about Brian's role in the case and could help find some closure. Good morning, Colorado. It is just after 8:30. Happy Saturday. It is January 22nd. I'm Kerjan Donovan. Good to have you with us this morning. We are taking outside to a live look from Alamosa. A bit of a wintry morning, but still nice with the blue skies outside. New answers from the Florence City Council about former city manager Mike Patterson. Patterson, who worked for a decade in Florence, was fired in August and arrested months later on charges that he stalked and harassed female members of his staff. Nearly 5 months after Mike Patterson's firing, the Florence City Council is finally breaking its silence, calling the former manager's actions deceptive and concealed. The City Council says 2 department heads reported directly to the council to take a firm position against this sort of behavior, and he was terminated by the council unanimously on August 31st, 2021. Peak Vista's first visitor program is seeing a surge of families in need. In a mission that's absolutely Colorado, the program helps families with kids age 5 and under to help them learn basic parenting skills while connecting them to valuable resources. Kerjan News Channel 13's Jessica Grunling went on one of their home visits yesterday. Brian Laundrie, the fiance of Gabby Petito, who was found murdered after a cross-country road trip, confessed to the killings in his notebook. The FBI releasing its findings yesterday, saying that the notebook was found near Laundrie's remains back in October. His body was found in a Florida nature preserve. He had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Meatloaf, the iconic larger-than-life singer and performer, has died. A post on his Facebook page says the musician, whose real name is Marvin Lee Aday, died with his wife Deborah by his side. His 1977 record, Bat Out of Hell, was one of the most best-selling albums of all time, with hits like I'll Do Anything for Love and Paradise by the Dashboard Light. He also did some acting, appearing in the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Fight Club. No cause of death was shared on his social media. The singer was 74 years old. Candy maker Mars is giving its M&M's characters a makeover. It's the biggest change in its characters' shoes. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice the green M&M's now have sneakers instead of boots. Brown has lower heels, and some other shoes now have laces. You're probably wondering why in the world that matters. Well, for one thing, Mars says it actually receives a lot of feedback on the character's shoes, but more importantly, according to marketing experts, subtle changes like this can help keep brands relevant over time. Mars must be doing something right. M&M's have been around since 1941. You might also notice that the M&M's logo is now straight instead of tilted. The wife of the Pueblo man found guilty of dismembering his mother's body and leaving pieces of her across the city has pleaded guilty ahead of her upcoming trial. Kerjan News Channel 13's Spencer Soysher has the update detailing yesterday's plea deal for Melanie Cuevas and what may have prompted her to strike a deal with prosecutors.